Hello. Are you ever frightened? I am. And it's a strange sort of thing, isn't it? Fear. A sort of warning system that makes us take evasive action when something threatens. Birds and animals have a built-in instinct to protect themselves from predators. When we were at Rye Harbour last year watching a huge flock of knots, they suddenly all rose together and began swirling around, dipping and soaring as one. We knew that something had triggered this, and we looked around through our binoculars. And sure enough, there was a buzzard flying amongst them. Whether he was successful or not, I have no idea. But presumably, if the knots had stayed on the ground, they would have been more vulnerable. My brother and I have, or he had, and I have, a fear of spiders completely unfounded in this country, but nevertheless very real to us. I think it's because they have that ability to move in any direction. It's a phobia that I can't shake off, and when we were in Peru a few years ago, I missed what would have been a wonderful evening walk through the rainforest because they said we might be lucky enough to see tarantulas emerging from their nests. Luckily, I don't think so, but I was happy to say hello to a tapir that wandered by us on our way to breakfast. To combat fear of any situation we are confronted with takes courage. It's not necessarily something that would physically hurt us. In fact, in that case, I think self-preservation kicks in, and we either fight or take flight. But I can remember being frightened when I had to play the cello at a school concert for the first time. I was 12 and I'd been playing only for 2 years. I was petrified. It wasn't something that was going to hurt me physically, but I had to deal with it. I shall never forget the sixth form girl called Sonia. She played the violin and saw me looking pale and panicky. She came over to me and said, "Don't be scared, just imagine you're playing to a field of cabbages and have some fun." And that did the trick. I played reasonably confidently and my mum was proud. That sort of fear doesn't do any good. It just hampers your ability to function properly. Had I not played to those cabbages, I should have seen the audience and been unable to play very well. I remember Sonia also said that really the fear I had was a form of arrogance, that I just wanted the audience to be impressed. Well, I have no idea what Sonia did when she left school that year, but she could have become a psychiatrist. Sometimes we are afraid on behalf of someone else, a loved one, a colleague, especially when we're not able to help in any practical way. When we're afraid, whether it's because of danger to our physical being or uncertainty, or because of a situation we can't control, whatever it is, we can do no better than to pray for help, for guidance, for protection, for help for our friend or family. God hears our prayers. So God, hear our prayers when we are afraid. Help us to overcome our own fears, to know how to deal with situations and to support those we love. May we be strengthened by your protective presence. Amen.